All right, maybe it's best that we should take a break first.
No, stop, don't. I need to confess something.
Emil, what are you doing? Let them do their thing and don't interfere. They hate that.
No, there is no reason my son should suffer for my sins.
Hi, I'm Rose, blessed to catch such a rare man like my husband Adrian, whose loyalty is unbreakable. With all the women he pushed away on his own, there is this one woman that just wouldn't go away, and that woman is his mother. You see, life with Adrian has been an incredible journey filled with love, trust, and happiness. From the moment we met, I knew he was the one for me. There has never been a reason to doubt his loyalty, and he has always made me feel like the most important person in his life. Adrian has this amazing way of making me feel secure and cherished. Whenever something or someone makes me feel uncomfortable, he is quick to address it. One time at a party, I noticed a girl getting a little too flirty with him. I didn't say anything, but he noticed my unease and immediately intervened.
Hey, you want to go to my place later?
Without hesitation, Adrian walked away from the girl, completely ignoring her, and approached me.
Hey, let's get out of here and grab a drink somewhere else. Just the two of us.
His response instantly put me at ease, knowing that he values my feelings above all. It's one of the many things I adore about him. Another time, we were at a social gathering, and a girl he barely knew approached him for a conversation, being all touchy. He was polite, but I could tell he was trying to keep his distance. After a few minutes, he gently excused himself and came back to join me, giving me a reassuring smile.
Sorry about that, she seemed nice, but I didn't want to give the wrong impression. You were the only one I want to be close to.
It was a simple statement, but it meant the world to me. Adrian's actions always reflect his love and commitment to our relationship. And how could I forget? When he gets a little tipsy, all he can ever talk about is me. It's both endearing and amusing. He will go on and on about how lucky he is to have me and how he can't imagine life without me.
Rose, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. I love you so much.
All right, babe, you're so silly yet romantic. I love you too. Now let's put you to bed. Even in his slightly intoxicated state, his words are filled with genuine love and adoration. It's moments like these that make me fall in love with him all over again. I have never had to worry about him straying or cheating on me with other girls. Adrian's eyes are always on me and his heart belongs to me alone. I feel incredibly lucky to have found someone so devoted and loyal. At times, I can't help but wonder, is he even a real person? As much as I loved Adrian, there was always one dark cloud hovering over our relationship, his overbearing and manipulative mother, Vivian. From the moment we got together, it was evident that Vivian disapproved of me. She believed that Adrian deserved someone prettier and hotter, and she was determined to make that happen. At first, her interference was subtle. She would make passive-aggressive comments about my appearance or suggest that Adrian should date other women, but as time went on, her actions became more blatant and manipulative. One day, Adrian received a mysterious package in the mail. When he opened it, I was horrified to discover that it was a subscription to an adult magazine.
What the? I didn't order this. Why would they send this to me?
Oh, maybe someone sent it as a prank, or it must be a mistake. Don't worry about it. Let's just call the bank to cancel this purchase. I could see right through Vivian's act, and it made my blood boil. It was clear that she was behind this, trying to push Adrian towards other women. As if that wasn't enough, Vivian would often introduce Adrian to her friends' daughters or set him up on blind dates without my knowledge. She would conveniently forget to tell me about these encounters, hoping that Adrian would be tempted by these other girls. One time, I caught Vivian secretly passing Adrian's phone number to a woman at a family gathering. What are you doing, Vivian? Why would you spread my husband's number around in case you didn't know he's not available?
Oh, I just thought they would make a cute couple. You know, someone more suited to Adrian's taste. Just go over there and pretend like you don't notice that Adrian doesn't like you one bit.
Her words cut deep, and I couldn't believe the lengths she was willing to go to meddle in our relationship. It was clear that she would stop at nothing to break us apart. I confronted Adrian about his mother's behavior, and he was just as frustrated as I was.
I can't believe she's doing this. It's like she doesn't respect our relationship at all. You're literally the only woman I'm attracted to.
I don't know why she's acting like this. Her hate towards me must be that deep and serious. Still, we need to set boundaries and make it clear that her interference is not acceptable.
You're right. I'll talk to her, and if she doesn't stop, we might have to consider limiting our contact with her.
And so we did. I was nervous that this confrontation might worsen things, but we knew that we at least had to try and reason with her.
I don't know what you're so angry about. I just want what's best for my son. Is that wrong?
What's best for me is to let me make my own decisions and be happy with the person I chose to love.
Fine, I'll stop meddling in your relationship and stop my antiques.
Just like that, she agreed. No resistance, no hesitation. She stopped interfering with our lives, or so we thought. We knew her reaction was too good to be true. Days turned into weeks, and Adrian and I continued to enjoy our contented life together. It seemed like Vivian had finally backed off and accepted our relationship, but deep down, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was still amiss. One ordinary afternoon, as I was doing the laundry, I came across a pair of red panties that clearly didn't belong to me. My heart skipped a beat as panic and confusion washed over me. How could these be here? Did Adrian have a secret affair? My mind raced with possibilities, and I couldn't bear the thought of Adrian betraying my trust. Still, I tried to remain calm and logical. Perhaps there was a simple explanation for this. Trying to keep my emotions in check, I approached Adrian about the red panties. Adrian, can we talk for a moment?
Sure, what's on your mind?
I found these red panties in the laundry. They're clearly not mine, and I can't think of any other explanation for them being there. Adrian's eyes widened in shock as he examined the panties.
Are you sure those aren't yours? I don't wear those, so can't possibly be mine.
Adrian joked, but my anxiety is through the roof, thinking about how this moment right here could alter the entire course of our wonderful relationship. These aren't mine. I know my underwear one by one. Plus, these are too huge for me, and you know I don't wear panties with styles like this.
I swear, Rose, I have no idea how those got here. You know me, I'm your husband. I would never do anything to hurt you.
I wanted to believe him, but my mind was clouded with doubt and fear. Vivian, who happened to be in the same room, couldn't resist chiming in.
See, I knew it. Adrian is acting too loyal to be believable. You should leave him, Rose. You deserve better.
I knew it, but I wanted to make things clear first before I make a decision I would regret. I could see the pain in Adrian's eyes as he tried to defend himself.
Mom, you know that's not true. I love Rose with all my heart, and I would never cheat on her.
Oh, come on, Adrian. We all know your loyalty is just a facade. Rose deserves someone who will actually be faithful to her.
Vivian, I remember you used to do all those wacky stuff before so that Adrian and I would break up. Tell me the truth. Are you behind all of this?
Of course not, dear. The key word is used to. That was all in the past, and I've changed a lot since then. It's been months since I last tried anything. And besides, I wouldn't go this far. I mean, come on, a red panty? That's too much.
Tears streamed down my cheeks as Vivian denied any involvement in the red panty incident. Her explanation seemed plausible. It's true, it's been a month since she last interfered, but I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the story. I was torn between trusting my instincts and believing in Adrian's sincerity. It hurts to think that he could be hiding something from me, but I also knew how much he loved me. But the evidence was right there, and doubt crept into my heart. Was I being naive to believe him? Could Vivian be right?
Adrian, please. You have to give me another plausible reason to believe. The only remaining possible one is that you actually cheated. And it hurts to think about.
I really don't know, babe. Maybe it was, or what if, I'm sorry, I can't think of anything, but I swear.
With no other reasonable explanation in sight, the doubt continued to gnaw at me. The pain in my heart was unbearable, and I felt like my world was falling apart. All right, maybe it's best that we should take a break.
No!
Just as the tension in the room reached its peak, Adrian's father, Emil, burst into the room.
No, stop! Don't! I need to confess something.
Emil, what are you doing? Let them do their thing and don't interfere. They hate that.
No, there's no reason my son should suffer for my sins. I admit, it's mine. I've been sleeping around multiple women whenever Vivian was away for work. One of them must have left it here when they ran off.
The room fell into a stunned silence as Emil's confession hung in the air as we all processed his words that revealed his infidelity. Adrian looked shocked and hurt, and I felt a mix of emotions ranging from anger to relief. Vivian, on the other hand, seemed flustered and tried to dismiss Emil's confession. What? Emil, stop it! You don't have to defend your son for his own mistakes, and you don't have to make up stories about something you didn't do. Let's just leave him alone. But Emil stood his ground, his guilt evident in his eyes.
It's the truth. I've been unfaithful to you, and I'm sorry. It's just that it gets lonely here when you leave me alone all day. Dad, are you serious? How could you do this to Mom? I don't know what came over me. I made a terrible mistake, and I deeply regret it.
Vivian didn't stay silent for a while, and the room fell into an even more awkward silence. I don't get it. I just don't understand. How could these all be happening? I was the one who planted those red panties so Rose would think Adrian had an affair. The revelation hit me like a punch to the gut. Adrian and I turned to look at Vivian, anger and hurt welling up inside me. You planted the red panties? Why? What was the point? How could you do something so cruel?
We almost broke up because of those red panties. Why are you so desperate to break us apart? Why would you do that?
Vivian was still in shock that she couldn't properly process what we have been shouting at her. Emil, why? Who were they? Was it good?
You listen to me, Mom. What you did was unforgivable. You can't keep meddling in my life like this, causing so much pain and heartache. I couldn't believe you would actually go to such length to try and sabotage my relationship. I will be cutting all my contacts with you. You will never hear anything about me and Rose ever again.
As Adrian and I left the room, Vivian still has all her attention on her cheating husband, crying over him and screaming in disbelief. She couldn't comprehend the extent of the damage of her actions and how her plan had backfired in the most unexpected way. Emil's confession had thrown a curveball into Vivian's plans, and it was evident that she was struggling to accept the truth. But as for Adrian and me, the truth was a relief. It meant that there was no affair, no betrayal, and that our love could still overcome this obstacle. As weeks turned into months, Adrian and I found solace in each other's arms. We communicated openly and honestly, addressing the insecurities and doubts that had risen from Vivian's deception. We learned to lean on each other for support and vowed to never let anyone come between us again. Meanwhile, Vivian is still seemingly unable to face the reality of her husband's infidelity, which shattered their marriage, and her failed attempt in breaking us apart. Now she's left alone and isolated. Vivian attempted to reach out to Adrian, hoping for forgiveness and reconciliation. But Adrian stood firm in his decision to distance himself from her toxic influence. He knew that he needed to prioritize his own happiness and mental well-being, and that meant cutting ties with his mother for the time being. Vivian was so invested in playing detective in our love story but forgot to investigate her own. She kept pointing fingers at us,
But little did she realize that her own marriage had its share of issues. Lesson learned: before poking around in someone else's business, it's best to check if your own backyard is clean. Ours might not be spotless, but we are working on it together, and that's what matters.